Welcome to Anime Sensei, guys, and today's topic promises to be mind-blowing. So, before we begin, remember to subscribe if you haven't yet, and press that bell icon to stay updated of all the new content we're creating. And beware for the following spoilers. Ten. Arata the Legend. The old classical switcheroo is back in action. There's two characters in this show with the same name but from different dimensions and time periods. However, when did that ever stand in the way of anime? Somehow they always have an abundance of magical portals that pop from out of nowhere. Okay, so concentrate with me, guys, since both main characters are called Arata to avoid any confusion. Arata is a young energetic boy that was claimed by his grandmother at birth to be a girl, but it's still raised as a boy nonetheless. He belongs to a special clan, and this clan protects the princesses and provides order to the world. One problem though, this princess is killed and he's framed for it. While he escapes, he switches places with modern-day Arata, and now Arata from modern day is able to wield godly weapons and has immense power at his disposal. The anime is all about the adventures and where it will take Arata. It's one of those anime where the journey is more important than the goal. Nine. Tsugumomo. Okay, so I'm at a loss of words here, guys. Like, seriously. Usually, it's your parents that stop you from committing any indecent acts before marriage. In this show, however, a really scary woman pushes her daughter and the main character into sleeping, bathing, kissing, and even having sex together. How, you might ask? Just imagine the worst glare your mother ever gave you and multiply that by 1,000,000. The two younglings find themselves ensnared in her death trap with no means of escape whatsoever. So, they have to play along, but the mother isn't an idiot to be fooled by some kids. To make sure they did it, she even checks if her daughter's special place was truly deflowered. All this is a single scene of the show, so you can imagine heading forward how messed up this series can get, and that you should never, under any circumstance, watch it in front of anyone. Eight. Gleipnir. Next on the list is Gleipnir. It's a 2020 anime by Pine Jam Studios. This anime doesn't shy away from violence, and gore is one of its selling points. The supernatural elements employed in the anime give it a mysterious feel, and the action is very good too. There's a bit of ecchi, by the way. This seinen anime focuses on the life of Shuichi Kagaya, a high school boy with the ability to turn into a monster. On a fateful day, he saves a girl from a burning house, and he forgets his phone in the scene. This marks the beginning of his problems. After a series of events, he decides to help the girl find her sister, who turned into a monster. Seven. Bintu. Fighting over food was never the same for me after watching this series. I gotta give it to you guys, at first I wasn't even interested in it. The show was recommended to me by a friend, and I watched it for that reason. However, as soon as episode 1 was over, I found myself going to the next and the next. Last thing I know, I finished the series in one sitting. The show is clearly a parody, as the idea of the show is silly and ridiculous to say the least. The main character, Yuo, after discovering that such a world of dogs and wolves exist, decides to join in on the fun rather than remain a pig watching from the sidelines. The battles are over the top and so hilarious you can't stop laughing. As for the character, he learns the true meaning and beauty in hard-earned food. Not even Black Friday drama can compare to this show. Six. Excel World. Coming up at number 4 is Excel World. The action-packed science fiction anime is about Haruyuki Arita, a shut-in NEET whose only escape from being bullied is playing online games. One day he finds out that all of his high scores have been beaten by an online player, Kuruyuki Hime. Kuruyuki Hime meets him and introduces him to a game called Brain Burst. Brain Burst is a program that accelerates brainwaves to a point where time seems to stop. It can also be used as an augmentative reality fighting game, although the game is kept a secret from society. Kuruyuki Hime shows it to Haruyuki, as she needs his help to meet the developer of the game to uncover the mysteries behind the game's creation. Now, to achieve their goal, the duo has to reach level 10 and fight off against the dominant faction leaders within the game. Will they be able to overcome these hurdles and achieve their goals? Find out by watching Excel World. Five, Andride. The failed coup d'etat that Prince Emilio leads against the king fails because of his own weakness and ends with him being incarcerated in a cell in the deepest castle dungeon. Meanwhile, in our world, Shun, the son of a scientist and businessman, discovers a peculiar-looking orb in his father's office. When he touches said orb, reality is distorted and he ends up in the cell of Emilio, rescuing him from his imprisonment. The two young men are indeed from different worlds with distinct ideals and beliefs, but they could at least agree on two things. One, finding Shun his way home, and two, being Emilio retrieving his rightful place on the throne. However, planning is simple, but applying this plan is the hard part, and for them to be able to pull it off, they'll have to gain strength and power across the continent, whether it's political or physical when it comes to their fighting skills. Four, Tengen Toppa. This isn't much of a rage or loss of control moment, as much as it is a final attack that puts everything on the line in the final fight against the Anti-Spiral. Everything is on the line in this battle, and the Anti-Spiral is a cosmic entity which power is unknown. It is too damn strong, it uses galaxies as freaking shuriken. While fighting Super Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann Simon and all his friends put their lives on the line, giving Simon the chance he needs to fight the Anti-Spiral in single combat. The scene itself is breathtaking, and don't you dare even blink for a second, or you're gonna miss it. Three, Arslan Senki. Similar to Akatsuki no Yona, in its story, the prince of the kingdom Arslan is off to his very first battle led by his father, the king, and his undefeated generals. In a twist of fate, his father is captured, many of the generals are taken out, and his kingdom is usurped. Now, on the run with only the legendary Daryun protecting him, called Mardan Fu Mardan, it means the strongest of the strong, and I gotta tell you, he earns that name as he spares no time or effort when it comes to protecting Arslan. First thing on Arslan's to-do list is to gather an army and free his father from his imprisonment. 2. Hai to Gensu no Grimgar. This series is all about the wrong things that can happen in an isekai and how it can be a traumatic experience to others. Rather than an upbeat mood as they always use in isekai, this show is more about the bad things and the what-if scenario of how things went so wrong so fast to the point those people that got isekai lost one of them. It has a very realistic kind of view to the circumstances they're flung into and how they'll try to find a way to survive in this world. One, Shijao Saikyo no Deshi Kenichi. Known to English speakers as Kenichi, the Mightiest Disciple, the 2006 anime by TMS Entertainment is well beloved by fans. This martial arts anime has a complementary blend of action and comedy, just perfect for the shounen demographic. Kenichi, the defender of the defenseless, was a lowly, weak boy who was always getting beaten at the karate club. After entering into a battle that will see him exit the club if he loses, he asks the powerful Miyu for guidance, and she sends him to her grandfather's dojo. The dojo is a place where masters of various martial arts style come to hone their skills. Kenichi has the perfect opportunity to learn from the best and become the best, but does he have the strength or willpower to overcome the challenge that lies ahead? And with this, we conclude our video. If you enjoyed this list, I want you to smash that thumbs up button. And if you haven't subscribed yet, be sure to subscribe and press that bell icon to keep you notified of all our new videos. Also, comment down below on the anime you liked the most on this list, and if you're planning to watch any of them. And if you have any suggestions, place them in the comments as well. Until next time, see ya!
If you got a problem to speak out, I'm a cowboy and let's bebop. The Stein skate at the treetop. Berserk what I'm keeping on rewatch. Hunter, I freak out. When I'm in my room, you should keep out. I'm a ghost in the shell, push you through hell like gun grave. That's a story to tell if you